Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. 1 and 2, 5 and 3. Come on, hit them thumbs up. Let's go. What's up, guys? 9 and 4. I don't see any comments yet. Six and 5. Ortiz, what's up? Mallory, what's up? Cranford, Sam Carroll, what's up? Galactic Moonshine. Byron Roberts, what's up? Kilo Bravo 6. Sam Carroll, did you have a, is this you? Do you have one of these on order? Ryan Ray. Aaron Meyer, what's up? Jonathan Cam, what's going on? Like the new video, do you pick up the zip ties to keep the animals from eating them? Keith, I do, but it's never been a problem, right? So we had a lot of employees that as we would move fencing, change fencing, or repair fencing, Jeff would be out there with a crew of guys, and they never picked up the zip ties. So we usually run deep bedding, deep mulch. We use a lot of wood chips. So we never really saw them. But as it breaks down and the animals root through all that shit, the zip ties have been coming up. And I always told them, I'm like, fucking take a 5-gallon bucket, bring the zip ties in. I never overwatched them doing it. So I've never had an animal problem. I've never had an animal die and thought, well, you know, maybe it was zip ties. Like any animal that's died here, except for turkeys, they've always kind of died of old age, or we've killed them, you know, for meat. Turkeys are a weird thing. Like we've come in and it's usually after a storm, and I think they get hit by lightning or something. Like we'll come in and like one day a turkey will be fine. We'll have a storm, and the next day that turkey will be dead. So I don't think the zip ties doesn't. It just bothers me. It bothers me that people would take that shit and throw it on the ground rather than just throw it away. Just ordered 2-point sling. The pound cake's good. The pouch is very cool. Monterosa, what's up? Just got done watching the new video. Chuck, thanks, man. Iron Rider, what's up? James Ellis. How's everybody's weekend? At about 4 o'clock, it was super ugly outside. Got windy. I thought there was going to be a thunderstorm. And then it blew out and everything was kind of clear. Picked up a bunch of vegetable starts, Brussels sprouts, spinach, onion starts. Got some blue pansies, some flowers. We're adding a lot of flowers this year, hoping to draw in more pollinators. We're going to add bees, a couple hives of bees just for pollinator. Byron Roberts, what's up? Kirby, what's up? For you guys that aren't aware, I put a video up public probably about an hour ago. Did a little live feed on Facebook if you want to go watch that. It was very short, just while I was sitting and sewing. Zip ties are crap for long-term use. The sun. Yes, James, absolutely. However, with that said, I get about 2 years out of zip ties. I'm not going to leave more fencing in place more than 2 years generally. So as they break, you just replace them as need be. We use it to kind of like, we use hog panels to hold cages together, pins. And then if we want to keep things from going in and out the hog panels, we'll put and zip tie chicken wire to the inside, for instance. Georgia, what's up? Jonathan Cam, what's up? I don't have a whole lot of product to show you guys. We, I think all the rigs are sold out. There's still all kinds of little stuff. We build stuff all week long that you guys don't even see on social media. So there's always stuff, but the bigger stuff, I'm pretty sure that it's sold out. 85 hours this week, right on. Work until 2 a.m. Killer workouts all week, including two-a-days. Right on, man. Right on. EDC pouch today. Right on. That crap drives me nuts too. Every single time I go out to our national grassland to shoot, I come home with garbage. Yeah, because other people are too lazy to. It's a trip, right? Who has garbage in their hand and doesn't have the ability to put it in their pocket or their pack or just have a bag with them? What was that DeWalt tool you used to put the cages together? Kirby, there's a link to it in the video, in the notes. It's called a hog ring plier. And hog ring pliers have been around forever. It's just a plier and then you grab a ring, you know, out of a bag or a bucket. But the cool thing about this one is you don't have to hold the ring and put it in the plier and then try to get it around the 2 bars of the cage. This works like staples. They come together in a row. So you just put them in just like you do in a staple gun. And holy shit, you know how you get a tool and you expect it to work, you know, just perfect every time? And none of them do. This tool works perfect every time. It is awesome. Picked up 4 grape plants and some potatoes and sweet potatoes. So I saw a lot of potato starts today, but I didn't see any sweet potato starts. Now I have a bunch. We're gonna plant a bunch of stuff tomorrow. And tonight. I'm planting a bunch of stuff tonight when I get off of here. Jean Boulet, what's up? Spent the afternoon sighting in my 308 and the wind was a mess. John Witherspoon, what's up, man? I put a video up. You're in there, the one yesterday. I don't know if you saw it or not. Four grape plants. So I have some grape plants that just showed up. I have 2 of them. And when I did the picture plant thing, it said there's some kind of wild grapes. And I said I was going to hack them down. And Nick Ferguson said, oh, no, man, don't hack those down. Tap into them, whatever kind of grapes you want, whether it's a wild muscadine or, you know, wine grapes, whatever kind of grapes you want. He said, take those and cut a notch and then put your piece, your point into that V and tape it up and it'll grow. He said, because those roots have been in the ground a couple of years now. That stalk is nice and heavy and it's tapped in and it's getting nutrients. He said, rather than growing one from start, don't cut those down. Cut all the stuff off of them and just plant your own into them. John, you like on the compound? Unique mechanics. I don't know what you're asking. I got some more potato starts today. For my son, planting some tomorrow, right on. Do I live on the compound? Sometimes, Unique, sometimes. There is the better answer is there is always someone on the compound. Security reasons, just people, like it's a trip that people will come and just wander around the property when the gates are open. If I could have the gates closed during business hours, I would just always have the gates closed. Like when the gates are locked down, you can't even see the building. And then like the dogs, right? My dogs will bite the shit out of people. And when the gates are closed, the dogs are out. But because of UPS and FedEx and employees, we have to have the gates open during business hours. Fixing the tire on your new video was surgical with that sled. You're telling me. I'd heard of it done. I'd never seen it done. He didn't have any starting fluid, so they jacked the truck up and then lowered it enough to put pressure on it and then inflated it with a DeWalt compressor. I should have brought my Viair compressor. It would have dumped air a lot faster. But yeah, man, I was just waiting for him to put that hammer through that fucking car next to him. That's a good dude. That dude swinging that hammer, you know, you have people that talk about doing stuff and you have people that do stuff. That man is a doer. Like that guy gets a lot of shit done. Tyler Mallory, go do what you got to do, man. Getting snowing as we speak. Plowing here. Right on, man. Have a good night. A plow job would be a cool job because you could listen to podcasts or whatever you want. So that's like mowing for me. When I mow, I always listen to podcasts. Web Dad, what's up? You've not missed anything. $57.57. Israel, how are you, man? What's up? What do you guys want to talk about? We can talk about whatever, but I can't stand here and just talk myself. I've got a lot of shit to do, and I don't talk well by myself. Looks like rain, likely all day tomorrow. Well, good thing that we have all that cover so we can still plant. Philip Strother, what's up? How are you? Will Carroll, is this yours? An old timer by me with 3 acres of muscadine vines was telling me the climate in Tennessee is changing. He said his vine life is only 3 to 4 years. Yeah, so the climate changing, you should look up Maunder minimum and Grand Solar minimum. It does appear that the climate is changing. During the mini ice age, the climate only changed by 2 degrees and you got the mini ice age. So be aware of that. They are saying that our climates are changing by 2 growing zones. That means if I'm a 6, we're going to be a number 4 growing zone. Do I think chemtrails are real? I do think chemtrails are real. Look up geoengineering, look up chemtrails, look up Morgellons disease. Yes, I do think that's true. Love the Dr. Berry broadcast, right on. We're doing one with Tim, the Humble Mechanic. You can see his YouTube page. We're doing we're doing a live feed with him Tuesday. Me, him, and Nicole. Do you know that 50% of America gas comes from Canada? I did not know that. Wouldn't you think it would be nice to just push that gas through a pipeline instead of running it on a train? Don't they say it's $3.50 to move a barrel worth of natural gas or fuel, and it's $80 to move it by train? And they always state the environmental effects when there's a gas line breach. But there's not ever a gas line breach unless it's man-made. And when you look at railway breaches, the volume of spilled oil is hundreds-fold versus the volumes of spilled oil through a pipeline. And most of the pipelines, if my understanding is correct, when there's a breach, they automatically turn themselves off now. Warren Buffett wouldn't make any money. That's absolutely right. Warren Buffett bought all those train lines. How much do you think they paid Biden for that? Just saw on the news, China is planning to expand their weather modification project. If they can do it, of course we can too. Of course they can. Of course we do. Of course they do. The thing I'm seeing all over social media right now is from the Nashville News Network, whatever fucking station that is. Governments are stockpiling potassium iodide, and they need you to be ready for nuclear war, right? Do you know what the crazy shit is? Every time you see one of those articles, you see the exact same article from every other major city. The news readers are reading the fucking script they've been given. For Sitch and Giggles, do you think the conservative politicians will have the balls to put Hillary in jail? Nope. You had the best chance of that happening 4 years ago. Did you see it happen? No. It's never going to happen. They never fucking put their own in jail. They will kill their own, but they won't fucking jail their own. No, absolutely not. Because whether it's conservative or no matter who it is, it doesn't matter whether it's Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. They are all the same fucking team. It is them, the 1%, against the 99%. Do you know right now Russia's sending in the D team. They're sending all their conscripts in and everybody, right? Why? Soften the target up maybe? Wear them down maybe? Or is it to get rid of all those people? Is it really for depopulation part of it? Depopulation is always a fucking conversation during major wars. Get rid of your criminals, get rid of your useless eaters. That's what they call us, useless eaters. Could this possibly all be about the weather change and the reductions in crop right now? There is a reduction in food everywhere. Everywhere is fucking cut off all their fucking food exports. Some places did it years ago. Maybe this is to get rid of people. My gut says there's an underlying reason for the conflict overseas. Yeah, they launder all our money. It is the New World Order. It's the cabal. Did you guys all forget that Biden just got fucking, they were just over there doing business, him and Hunter? Did you forget that? Russia had Ukraine. Ukraine fucking had elections and fucking 85% of them voted to go back to Russia. They had their own dude in. Obama overthrew that government and put in a UN guy. They put our guy in. They're all the same fucking people. Obama's running shit with them just as much right now. How about the biolabs? How come nobody's fucking screaming about that? There's a bunch of fucking US-funded biolabs in Ukraine. Do you know they hit them all directly with the first fucking airstrike simultaneously? They blew them all up. Could it be that? Have you read Klaus Schwab's books? Have you even heard about Klaus Schwab's books? There's a video from Tim Pool out. They had a guest on last night that was talking about this. There's a 15-minute segment that's been cut and uploaded about 10 hours ago. You guys should go watch that. Find that. Ukraine is money laundering. I believe that. Didn't Trump say he was going to put her in prison? Yeah, he did. And then what did he do? Then what happened? There's pictures of him hugging her, fucking acting like boys and buddies. It's all theatrics. America sold Ukraine out. Why, I don't know. We are sitting back and waiting, but we have... End Olin, I don't know what that says. Cold War lasted, 3 decades, never launched a nuke. But now Russia is going to nuke us because they're at war with Ukraine. Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world, doesn't it? Did you forget that Biden just went over and had a meeting with Putin? Do you think maybe they said, hey, you go ahead and do this, and we'll do this, and you say this, and we'll say this, and we'll go have a little war someplace in neither one of our countries. We'll expend a bunch of bombs. We'll all make a bunch of bombs. You can rebuild USSR. We'll weaken the United States because China has bought Biden. Could it be that? Why are we so worried? Why are we so worried about all these other countries, but we're letting people in tens of thousands, 50,000 a day across the fucking Mexico border? Why did we bring millions of fucking non-documented, illegal aliens and just let them go in the United States? Why did they land plane loads of illegal aliens all over the United States and just fucking put them on buses and disperse them? But you have to take a fucking COVID vaccination, but they didn't vaccinate any of those people. Could all this be diversion because all the fucking Pfizer documentation's out showing that they patented COVID 3 years prior? Nobody's talking about none of that shit. A little off topic, but have you seen the prices of grass seed and fertilizer? Yeah, because all your fertilizer comes from fuel. There's a shortage on crops. All the crops have been fucked up. They've been drowned. All of your growing zones are changing. Adapt 2030 has been talking about this for 4 years. He said 4 years ago this shit was going to happen. Why we should give trillions of dollars to help them when they are buying because they bought your president, and that's why they're giving them all the money, because they fucking, because they're in bed together. Do I think American banks are safe? Fuck no, I don't think American banks are safe. What you better watch is they just turned off all Russian banking, turned off Google for Russia. Do you think they won't do that to you when they fucking declare you a domestic terrorist? Because they just passed a bunch of laws that make you a domestic terrorist. This conversation we're having here right now makes all of us domestic terrorists. In the last 20 minutes, any conversation you have with another U.S. citizen that changes or dissuades their mind from something that the government or White House tells them gets you classified as a domestic terrorist. Russia just said they're going back on the gold standard. Do you know when they killed Gaddafi? They killed Gaddafi when Gaddafi said he was going to go back on the gold standard. He was doing his own money coming off the U.S. petrodollar. Yeah, they turned off all the banks except the banks that deal in oil. We're going to put all these fucking sanctions on Russia, but we'll go ahead and do business with you guys. Have you been buying gold, silver? Amazing what is happening to spot prices. Russia gold refineries have lost their certification to sell gold on the London Exchange. I did not know that. I have not looked at gold in the last couple days. I buy silver and I buy small denominational gold. We're about to see hell on earth. Gas went from 5 to 6 when food goes up in a week or so. I don't know what that word is. It's going to be chaos. We haven't experienced before? Maybe. Javier, do you truly believe that? If you truly believe that, where do you live? What are you doing about it? I don't need you to give me your address, but what major city are you next to and how far are you from it? I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm 90 minutes outside of Nashville. I'm 2 hours to Memphis. Once you get to my exit off the interstate, it's another 35-minute car drive. 9 pages of side effects from untold effects of Pfizer vax. Funny how that isn't being reported. So, Chef D, $4.29 for gas in Philly. I paid $3.98 last weekend in Nashville. I just paid $3.59 tonight here. So the prices here are up, but not as high as Nashville. And I will tell you, Nashville is always more expensive than here, which is a trip because they do more volume, so they should have volume pricing. It shouldn't cost as much. Why does it cost more? Probably because Nashville has a tax in addition, and also because they have a captive audience, and if they all have the same similar price, everybody will pay for it. Every weekend here, the gas prices go up 10 to 15%, 10 to 15 cents. Every single weekend, and holidays are more. Why? Because most people are lazy. They're already there buying beer. They'll go ahead and fill up, or they'll go there to fill up and use that as an excuse to buy beer. I bought another fuel can tonight since I was at Tractor Supply. I stopped and topped the truck off. I was a little over half, and I put another 5 gallons of fuel in there. I'm buying those Tractor Supply square gas cans. I think it was $22. The breather vent on there, you can screw it down super tight on the breather and the nozzle so you don't smell any fuel. And that's not a long-term storage. Long-term storage, I've got metal and I've got bulk. But I was there. Gas isn't going to go down in price. You got all these dudes that are like, oh my God, go fill up your gas cans. You see all these people, gas is going to double tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, gas is going to be $6 a gallon. Don't you already have all your gas cans filled? Like, do you have empty gas cans sitting around? I don't. I buy more. Like this one here. I was buying these off Amazon. And this one screws down super tight. I have some from Amazon that when you tighten them down, it just blows right past, and they don't stay super tight. The government has us coming and going. Yeah, what if this is all by design? What if this is all to get you to spend all your money? so that you can't pay your bills? Or what if this is just to get you to raise your credit card debt so they can get that 20% off your credit, that 20% fee? My credit cards all just raised my credit limit, which was weird. I haven't really been using credit a lot. But they just raised all my limits by fucking $2,000, every one of them. Weird. I kept 6 of those VP cans in my race car trailer. The fuel will evaporate way before it does in a jerry can. Sure it will. Sure it will. With that said, I kept fuel in these cans for years in the back of my Suburban and my Yukon in California when the inside temperatures of the vehicle were often over 200 degrees. I would smell gas when I would first open the truck. I would roll the windows down, and within about 10 seconds, the fuel smell was gone. And if we're concerned with it, just use it. Just use it every time you fill your gas up, pull one out, put fresh gas, and number them 1, 2, 3, or January, February, March. I like these. I have the metal jerry cans. We are coming on and about to sell the metal jerry cans again. These are very convenient with that nozzle that's on them, and you can move them around and fill smaller cans. So I like to use 1 gallon or 2 gallon for premix for chainsaws. Or if you have to put it into a lawnmower, it's just easier to deal with that flexible spout to fill gas up for small things. A jerry can in California is $90. It is everywhere, Javier. That's the cost. And that's a shitty jerry can. Mark, do whatever you want to do with your cash. I keep money in the bank that covers bills. I keep money in PayPal. I use PayPal as a separate bank. If your money is in savings, we don't even need to have this conversation. If your savings is in US dollars and that's how you're holding your savings, your future generational wealth or your money that you're going to retire on, if it's in cash, you and I can't even have a conversation. You put your cash in prison wall. My homeowner's insurance increased like $60,000. Have you kept any roto packs with gas inside the truck? Not inside, I keep them outside the truck. The roto packs have a pretty shitty closure system on them, right? That nozzle that's down inside there, it's pretty shitty. I have some metal. I have some different spigots and closures for the water tank. Have tons of VP fuel cans, right on. Competitively priced, I'll buy several more. I'm not doing competitively priced. I'm not even going to be the cheapest priced. If you're talking about jerry cans, metal jerry cans, I'm done trying to be the competitive price guy. That ain't me. I have enough customers that I don't have to be that dude. There is nothing I sell that I have so much inventory of that I have to reduce a price on it to sell it. I'm not sure what your comment was directed towards, but nowhere in my fucking business model is competitive pricing. The nozzles kept you. Byron Roberts, you know why people buy those things? Because they have cool mounts and you can mount them all over the place. I'm going to take one and put it in a basket on the mount and on my basket on my four-wheeler just because I use it every day, and I'll see really how it leaks or doesn't leak. Do the ones from Tractor Supply gas cans to show? Do you one of the Tractor Supply? They look just like this. They don't have the BP sticker on them, and they're $22. I think I paid $22 for it tonight. We'll go out front and look. $200 and $240 a pair. Yep. Yep, they sure have. And they sell out of them all the time. I buy them. That's what I pay, $240 for 2 of them, black ones. If this dies, it'll come back on in a minute. Okay, I don't know what the last thing you guys saw was, but that's the packaging for that fuel can. Do I store kerosene? Yeah, I sure do. A few hundred gallons of it. I keep it in 5-gallon cans and I keep it in 15-gallon cans. I have drums that look like little 55-gallon drums. Had a male buckle on my FUPA brake. I can't find a male buckle. Send me an email. Send me an email. Find your confirmation email that you ordered it from. Reply to that. Tell me your male buckle broke. We'll send you a buckle. The hoses get pretty stiff on the Tractor Supply. Corey, just go buy another piece of silicone tubing or hose at Lowe's. Even sells it, man. Any place sells it. Last video with Jack and Nicole had a great view on money. Should go watch it. But there's also a lot more hood life trips and pointers. Most people think when they think about money and they think about things that they can and can't do in their life, they look at it as the point of a employee and not as a business owner. Even the hoses that came on the original super siphons, like we bought super siphons from that company, their hoses always got stiff. It just happens. Sunlight, keeping them in the bed of a truck, sunlight breaks them down. Fuel sitting in them breaks them down. And I don't think it's even that it breaks them down. It just makes them stiffer. You can tell, like when I have race jugs that we run a lot of gas through, they yellow. They're a much darker yellow. New video this week looks great. Click the reminder button. Brian, I put out 3 or 4 videos this week. Just wondering if I can get it out if the banks go south. No, you can't. When it even looks like the banks are going south, you can't get it out. If 10%, way less than 10%, but let's say 10%. If 10% of bank customers went to a bank and tried to get cash out, the bank can't give you cash. It's not there. The bank, if you went to get $5,000 out of the bank sometimes, the bank can't give you $5,000. They'll tell you to come back tomorrow. And if you go to try to close your bank account and you have thousands and thousands of dollars in there, they won't give you cash. They will give you a cashier's check. You're hard pressed to do business in cash anymore. They do not want you to have cash. Everything's moving to be able to control you. You will probably soon see them go to some kind of F credits, Fed coin, or some kind of shit that is just digital currency. They're already conditioning you for it. Do you remember when they told you there was no coins? Do you remember all the stores that wouldn't take cash for 2 years? They didn't take any cash. Do you remember when everybody was so upset about self-checkout? Now the checkout lines are wide open in the grocery stores, and you wait in line to do the self-check when you could just step over and have a lady check you out. They have conditioned everybody for that. So now everybody self-checks, and they want you to stand in line at the door to make sure you didn't steal some shit. Well, then why don't you just have motherfuckers do their jobs then? Cash is hard to track and tax. That's why they don't want you to have it. Banks don't have that much on hand. They absolutely do not. Wrapping and shipping orders, CBRN and armor inventory pretty much dry now. Potassium iodide, right? Potassium iodide. I take iodine every morning. Every single morning. That's how they'll pass through the food lines at the FEMA camps. Yeah. If you really think about it, the banking system is really a Ponzi scheme. It absolutely is. I was just thinking about the coin shortage. Yeah. Digital dollar in the works. Fed Reserve has 3% of deposits covered by FDIC based on their own balance sheets. Yeah, if you need money, they're not going to have it. And if it gets to the point to, I'm sorry, whoever asked that question, but if it gets to the point where you go to the bank and can't get your cash is only going to be good for a couple of days. Like, you need to stop and have that conversation right now, right? What if you were able to go and get, and the average, and I'll bet you out of 68 people on here, I'll bet you half of them don't have over $1,000 in the bank right now that they could go get. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. So let's say it's $1,000. You were going to go to the bank and get $1,000. What are you going to do with it? What is the thing that you would go get if you knew banking was over as we knew it, the economy crashed, you were able to get $1,000? What would you buy with it? That's a real question. Where would you go put $1,000 right now? And the price is going to jump. Costs are going to jump is what I should say. KI on serious back order, but people who have stored food don't need to worry about taking KI until they are eating their livestock or crops and have had radioactive particles. And they say it's for people 40 and under because you're going to see some time for that to show up. You go buy ammunition. Do you not have ammunition already? Like, you would risk going out to get ammunition? Because it's going to probably be kind of chaos. Like, what are you going to get for $1,000 in ammunition when nobody has cash? All the prices are going to go up. Guys are going to be bartering and swapping. They're going to want gold and silver. And this is speculation. How the fuck do I know? I think you missed my long comment earlier. Cash is in the bank for land purchase when the land becomes available. Mark, why don't you take that and put it into something else? You can convert back. You could put that shit in Bitcoin. But what if Bitcoin crashes? Well, then if Bitcoin crashes, your cash crashed. You could put that shit in Bitcoin and then take it off of the fucking computer onto a mechanical wallet, paper wallet, whatever. You could always maneuver it back into US cash, though. Not comfortable with Bitcoin. Maybe put it in gold, because gold's a smaller quantity and weighs less than silver. But I mean, how much are we really talking about? What's in there? What's your land purchase look like? Are we talking $5,000, $20,000, $200,000? If you got anything over 10 grand, buddy, you could have doubled your money in the last year on Bitcoin, even if you bought in high. If you'd have taken your $1,400 stimulus, not that you got one, I didn't, but people took their $1,400 stimulus and put it in Bitcoin, what did that number hit? 78,000? At one point they had 78,000. Right now they have what? $46,000 or so? From $1,400. And Bitcoin's fucking way down right now. I saw it down at what, 33, 35 today? First thing I said, told a man, I go, we need to buy more Bitcoin. cash is dying. The US dollar is dying, and they want it to die. Well, maybe, but they want to convert US cash into a digital cash because they want to be able to control you. Oh, you're having a conversation we don't like? Turn your bank account off. You guys should watch what's happening in Russia. They turned all the bank accounts off. They turned off all the social media. Everything fucking big corporate USA has control over, they just fucking shut down in Russia. They're even telling motherfuckers going to these international cat shows that you can't even bring Russian breeds of cats. Bitcoin's at 38. It was, I saw 35 today. I think it was down to 33. Fluctuates. Supposedly the Russians are buying high-end watches. Yeah, I watched the same show you watched. What was that? Who was that? Was that Canada Prepper? They kicked Russian Times off the news feeds. Of course they did. Of course they did. They need you to think something different. They're about to sell you. They are about to sell you, and their polls say the more money you have, the more you're on board with sending our kids to war, with the U.S. getting involved in this war. Same reason they wanted to track the transactions over 600 to IRS. Yes, more control. Every time I got an affiliate code set up with a couple companies this week, they need fucking tax paperwork from me. I send guys money through PayPal. They want tax paperwork from me. I sent a dude $1,000. I've sent him $1,000 several times. He does work for me. And they just told him that it's on hold for 30 days because they have to verify who I am. It's horseshit. They're locking him down because I've sent thousands of dollars to him. I sent him $1,000 a week for work. And he hasn't used his account in 6 years. It's just overreach is all it is. I run millions of dollars every year through PayPal. PayPal knows who the fuck I am. I have a number where I can call my customer service rep 24 hours a day. We do enough business through PayPal. PayPal knows who the fuck we are. It's just them being able to manipulate and control you is all it is. As Jaeger says, beans, bullets, Band-Aids. I'd add gasoline so you can barter or run your farm implements. William, don't you already have all those things? Don't you have all those things? See, everybody's talking about gasoline and gas cans. There's a 550-gallon fuel tank sitting out here. Cost $1,500. Showed up a week after I ordered it on a semi-truck. I don't know if you can see them. There's two there. And there's two right around the corner of the building. Smoke. Somebody's burning something out here. Probably burning leaves. And then a fuel truck pulls up here. And a guy gets on a ladder and fills the top little fill thing with 550 gallons of fuel. And then they put 700 in diesel over here. And then that fourth tank, I need to put a little seal on it. I need to patch it. And I don't know if I'm going to hold gasoline there. I hold non-ethanol gas, or if I'm going to put kerosene in that other elevated tank. The more volume your storage vessel is, the less it costs to hold fuel, water, or anything liquid. Water tanks, right? You can do IBC totes, you can do 55-gallon drums. You can buy a 1,000-gallon water tank, you can buy a 15, you can buy a 2,000, a 3,000-gallon. The bigger the tank, the less it costs per gallon to hold it. Now that we're distracted by Ukraine, the truth about the jab is coming out. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. Why even put the truth out? They always do that shit. There's always some crazy shit. Watch this, don't pay attention to that. Why even put the information out? Buying gas in bulk, is it discounted? Very little, man. Very little. It's convenience. It's discounted in the manner that you don't have to buy a fucking $8,500 gas can for every 5 gallons. and it's discounted in the fact that you don't have to go to the gas station and buy it. And you typically do get it a little bit cheaper. Not much, though. Land sells fast. You pretty much need cash. Well, it sounds like you've already convinced yourself. I have the gold, silver, farm equipment, food storage, seed, 9,000 gallons of diesel, etc. Mark, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't have a real answer to your quandary. Ask yourself this. Have you ever seen the US dollar collapse? How old are you? I'm 50. I've heard all kinds of shit. I've impulsively bought all kinds of shit. I've went and pulled money out of the bank and went and bought silver. I've done all the fucking crazy prepper shit in the world. You can take your cash right now and put it into Bitcoin in about 30 seconds. And when you need to maneuver back, you can fucking put it right back. And the whole, they only take cash when the land comes available, bullshit. Motherfuckers that are taking money, they don't care how you give it to them. They don't fucking care. But I mean, that's your situation. You do what you're comfortable with. More and more people that are doing anything with real money, they all take cryptocurrency. All your fucking gold and silver houses, AppMax, Scottsdale, JM Bullion, every fucking one of them. You can pay them in any kind of crypto you have. Every single one of them. And for you guys buying silver and gold, depending on your state, I think Alabama has 0 tax on it. Tennessee charges 10%. So if I buy $2,000 worth of silver from JM Bullion, they charge an extra 10%, so $200 in tax, plus the shipping. If you buy from private party, and there's a lot of them, there's some really good groups on Facebook, I buy from them, you don't pay any tax. You're supposed to declare it, but just be aware of that. If you guys are buying thousands of dollars in silver and gold and paying tax, you're losing a lot of fucking money on it. And then when you go to, that's sales tax. When you go to sell it, anything above where it was when you bought it, any profit, you're supposed to pay tax on that too. Precious metals, as far as prepping for the economic collapse, is that you have to have no debt or enough to sell and live off of. Kenneth, I don't know what you're talking about. Bama is 0 tax. The best way to support Putin is to fill up. Can you do chin-ups every day, or will they cause injury? How old are you? Are you coming down slow, or are you doing kips? Are you doing chin-ups, or are you doing pull-ups? Why are you doing chin-ups and pull-ups? When in your life have you ever needed done chin-ups? Maybe parkour, fences, whatever. Bench pressing, right? Dudes that bench press 365. When have you ever in real life needed to fucking get under something and push it up that weighed 365 pounds? What do you want to look like? And what do you need to do to look like that? Or how do you want to be able to perform, and what do you need to be able to do to perform like that? Coin shows great way, right on. Spot on wingnut. I don't see wingnut. The best way to support Putin is to fill up. I fill up so that I have fuel. I have fuel. And I'm not convinced Putin's the bad guy. We just spent 2 years being 100% fucking lied to every fucking day. And now all of a sudden everybody's going to listen to the same people that lied to him about the fucking last 2 years? Rolling with cash and real estate. I'm sticking to what I know. Absolutely. You do what's worked for you. All these guys in the stock market, what's your average return? Like, what do you make? 8%? 8% every year for the last 80 years. 8%. Up and down, win and lose, 8%. Never seen it collapse. I didn't know you can pull out of Bitcoin that fast, and I'm the old school type for trading. I'll look into it. Mark, Jack Spirko is going to be here, and I suspect that he's going to be talking about exactly that. You should come to our event June 11th and 12th. There's a ton of people out there talking about it on YouTube. Watch some of the videos. Every single one of you, to include me. I spend hundreds of dollars buying alcohol every week. I have a drink every night. I have one margarita, sugar-free. I use about 3 fingers of tequila in there. Go take $50, get you a Cash App account. Takes you about a minute to set it up. Put $50. You can buy Bitcoin right on Cash App. You can also buy stocks. Put $50 in Bitcoin each week into Bitcoin and watch it go up and down and up and down and up and down. And when you get uncomfortable with it and you're like, oh my God, it's going down, click off the day and look at the week, and then click on the month, and then click at the overall, and just know what it's doing. There are banks right now, major banks, hundreds of them. When you have any amount of Bitcoin, you don't use the Bitcoin to buy real estate. There are banks that will give you cash loans against the crypto, against the Bitcoin. You use a 3-party key system. The bank holds the key, you hold the key, and whoever writes the loan holds the key. So they can't sell it, they can't take it without you, and you can't sell it without them. But it stays, right, locked on an account. So the profits that come from the Bitcoin, as the Bitcoin goes up over the years while you're paying the loan off, you get that interest, you get that profit. There's not a taxable event. If you convert the Bitcoin to cash, withdraw the cash, that is a taxable event. Then you use the cash to buy the property. Instead, they do a loan against the Bitcoin, and you only pay the loan payment, so there's no taxable event on the capital gains from the Bitcoin. For now, until they change that. Putin is in Ukraine to stop ethnic Russians from being massacred. Maybe. There's a lot of fucking Nazis over there. For a country that's supposed to hate fucking Nazis, there's a lot of them there. Pelosi had Russian vodka beside her during the State of the Union. Do you think that was by accident? Having Putin go in to crash all of Hillary and Hunter records in Ukraine. I thought about that. Highly possible. Why doesn't, think about this, right? Why wouldn't the Russians just put out all the dirty secrets? Why wouldn't they just give it to us? Tell you what your fucking leaders, how corrupt they are. Why wouldn't Russia just do that? Bitcoin ATMs, yes, you can use Bitcoin. If you have Bitcoin, though, you should not be using it. You should hold Bitcoin, not use Bitcoin. But yes, there are. For all those people like, I don't know what to do with Bitcoin. They have debit cards for it. Is that an unofficial confirmation? No, Jake, it's official. Jack's coming. As of tonight. I talked to Nicole tonight. She said they're in. His Airbnb is already booked. Soros had property in Ukraine. Soros has come out quite in defense of Ukraine. Best meme I saw today was about people dumping Russian vodka out. But tactical people are not pitching Russian ammo. Why would you dump out Russian vodka? It's just a virtue signal. Do you really think Madonna's dumping out Russian vodka? Or do you think they're dumping water out of that shit and holding that Russian vodka? Why would you dump it? It's like the Carhartt shit. I get the Carhartt thing. I'm not buying any more Carhartt. I saw people burning Carhartt. I don't think Carhartt clothing's very good. I think it's pretty shitty, actually. I have several of their jackets. Once you get past that bottom collar, that elastic collar on the bottom of the heavy jackets, it's almost impossible to zip them. I bought probably 20 fucking jackets this winter. Tried them all. Carhartt was the fucking least of them. I bought a Carhartt jacket because Xena uses them. And then Amanda got one, so I bought a couple of them. I bought them on clearance. I think I got them for like $40 when Gander Mountain was dropping all the Carhartt stuff. I'm not ever going to spend another dime with Carhartt. They won't get any money. Their vaccination mandate on their employees. And it's a trip because fuckers in this audience are like, well, it's their right to choose. That they should be able to do what they want to do. Okay, no problem. No problem. And I won't buy any of their shit. I think if you look at the last couple of years of Carhartt, their target audience is not people that use their shit because their shit falls apart. Lady works here. 2 of her sons work in factories, wear Carhartt bibs. They're in here getting repaired all the fucking time because they fucking fall apart. The American government funded Ukraine Nazis. I believe that 100%. Just like all the politicians. Yeah, the politicians getting the jab, but they don't even move the needle. Do you think those were real? Do you think that's really what they were taking with all the fucking stuff coming out? Now you're finding out they had all these vaccines made and ready to roll out. That's what's being released right now. They're putting out all the information, all the Pfizer information, all the fucking animals. Every fucking animal in the test trials died. And they made you guys take it. I didn't take it. Not going to, ever. I don't know many. I know 2 people that took it. And miraculously, the weird thing is, too, because the 2 people that took it, they didn't take any fucking boosters. There should be a Carhartt factory local to me. Yes, I'm hiring their employees. Maybe Russia is in Ukraine because Trump teamed up with Putin to drain the swamp. Maybe. Vaccinated people can't donate plasma. I have said that over and over, and somebody told me that wasn't true. I don't know. But all those people they just kicked out of the military that didn't take the vaccination, all you guys have fun going over. You know what they're going to do when they draft you? They're just going to make you take the vaccination. Wednesday was the first day without a mask in these elementary schools. It was like a holiday. I said that too when I watched on TV. I was like, we don't know if that was water or saline. Yeah. How about the nurse that was the first one to take it on television that passed out? You know she died, right? You know that bitch is dead. You have Russian vodka, Carhartt, Nike, or whatever people are boycotting. You already paid for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm not going to promote it. Definitely not going to throw it away. Biden's introducing a cryptocurrency task force. They can't get rid of cryptocurrency. Most of your pensions are in cryptocurrency. How about this one, though? How about this one? Was it Kentucky? Kentucky, one of their biggest pension funds, was all fucking tied up in a bank in Russia, which just went from, it just lost 90% of its value. More of those RAID red thread micros being made in the future. Down far in the future, probably. We just made them. We just made them. Two people my dad knows got the booster and died this week. There's a lot of people dying. They're not talking about this. You're not hearing it. It's because all you're hearing is Ukraine. You guys should watch Epoch Times for news. Did you say every test animal died? I did say that. I did say that. Every test animal died. Tiffany Dover was the nurse. I got a $120 Carhartt raincoat and got soaked first time in the rain. LA, New York City repealed the COVID mandates today. You can enter a restaurant now without a mask. The crazy shit is, most restaurants weren't doing that bullshit. Most of them weren't. That shit's been over with for over a year here. We went places, Amanda and I went places, and if they had the mask thing, we went someplace else. Zero hedge. NTD. Wingnut. What's NTD? My girlfriend's friend got the jab and died in the doctor's office within an hour. Heart attack. That's terrible to hear, man. Kentucky teachers' retirement went from 113 million to 700,000 overnight. So where I was going with that, all your pensions, all your teachers' funds, all your pensions, all your fucking money groups, they're all in fucking cryptocurrency. Do you know you have major municipalities? I believe Chicago is one of them. I believe Los Angeles is one of them. Major municipalities that are paying their city workers in cryptocurrency. You have the option to take your pay, your payroll, in Bitcoin, cash, or both. Keep telling us how fucking Bitcoin's going away. Started frantically sending instant COVID tests home with these kids now. Yeah, they're getting paid for it. Do you know that every city, do you know that every single school that had a mask mandate got paid hugely? Did you know that? Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Every single school, not the district, every single school that mandated masks for your children got millions of dollars. Jewish Hospital, Louisville, Kentucky, have to wear a mask in the halls, but not in the patient rooms. What are the top couple items you always keep in stock? We can't keep anything in stock, man. I'm changing my business plan. I don't even have a business plan. I just do business. We are dealing with less and less people. Most people, how many are on here right now? 90 people. All of you are on here because somebody told you, somebody that you care about or trust, told you that we are the guys to buy gear from. Some of you guys on here don't buy gear at all. You're just here for the video. That's fine. Most people that buy my gear know about my gear because somebody they care about told them to buy my stuff. I don't do any advertising. I haven't for years. I ran for 1 year, full page ad, Recoil magazine. Never one time did anybody order and say, I found out about you from Recoil magazine. They already knew about us. 1,000 true fans. We are making less stuff and we're putting it up for sale, and it will come to a point one day when there will not be a forward-facing website. To buy my product, you will have to be new customers. To take on new customers, you will have to be referred from an old customer. And there will be a standing, like what standing is that customer in? How many orders do they have? How many fucking complaints have we had from them? Are they a pain in an ass? Are they a pain in the ass? Sounds like a terrible business model, doesn't it? I've been doing it the last 2 years. We still do custom work. You have to be invited to get custom work done. You have to know, we make a lot of stuff that ships out of here that you guys never see. You have to know how to buy it. Do you know that secret menu at In-N-Out that's not published? How does everybody know to go in there and buy a 8x8 animal style? How do you even know what it is? It's not published anywhere. And that's what we're moving towards. I live in the middle of nowhere. I don't want to leave here. I like where I live. I hire as many people as I can. I even hire people that I don't think have any business working here because maybe I'm wrong about my gut feeling. Tactical Response was lent a micro rig and has bought a few cents. Right on. At one time, SOE was so hard to get, I had to eBay John's stuff. But I have a shitload of it and keep buying now that my money has freed up more. I love it. People get mad. They're like, man, I can't believe that dude bought that micro rig for 150 bucks and has it on eBay for 300. I love that shit. That just means my stuff's more valuable. It's raining. It is raining. I hear it. Porsche and Ferrari and all the others, but Porsche and Ferrari, I know for certain, have cars come out and you have to get invited to buy them. You have to already own a $250,000 car to even get on the list to buy the new $250,000 car. Found you by accident 2009 during Google search, was looking for something to carry 12 gauge. My 12 gauge micro rig in black was my first purchase. Right on. Right on. Right now on eBay, there's a new rig for $1,000, and somebody will buy it. Somebody will buy it. I get emails all the time. Hey, when are you going to build this thing? I don't have any clue. How much to get you to build it tomorrow? And I'll throw out an outrageous price. And half of the time they're like, okay. And I'm like, fuck. I should have asked for more. Not because I want more money, because I don't want to sit down and build it. The price you have to pay me to do stuff I don't want to do, that's the price it costs to have me sit here on a Saturday and do that instead of run around with my wife. Just bought 2 micro rigs. What'd you get, Fish? Thank you for everything. Many moons ago, you said to save your money. If you can't afford it, do it when you can. Yeah. I tell guys all the time that. Like, have you noticed that this video's been on for what, 45 minutes? I haven't even shown you any gear. You're like, why does this motherfucker walk around this weight room all the time? I haven't even tried to sell you anything. Hell, how many people have asked for things and I'm like, I don't have them. Jordan, right on. Yeah, I like Jordan. M4 and MP5. Chef hats. Cop rigs, those are probably sold out. You might be able to still buy a Typhon cop rig, but I highly doubt it. When was the 2020 SOE mantra? The sooner you order it, the sooner you'll get it. That's true. That's true. Jordan used to spend a lot of time here. I don't know that Jordan's ever been in this new building. He worked for James. He was at my shop a lot. If you want a micro rig, all you gotta do is go to AKM4. There's a drop down menu. You can see what you can and can't order. But hanging here is Marpat Highlander for AKM4s for right-handers. I've got a few other colors available for lefts. I see a Woodland up there. And then cop rigs. And Typhon. 50 minutes and I ordered again plus a box of badasses. Right on. My girlfriend's father throws out the I don't want to do it price. Most people accept. I mean, $600 to tow a car 2 hours isn't a bad deal. Yeah. Ferrari has a car, they won't let you keep it home. Yes, they do. Yeah, so does Lamborghini. You have to tell them where you have purchased track time. Absolutely, they do. So does Lamborghini. There are, they have racetracks that have housing communities around them. And you basically have your garage, which is a barn dominium. And they have that for fly-in also. A lot of those tracks also have airports at them. But a lot of runways are that way too. They have planned communities, and you buy a house/hangar, and you're on the runway and you live there. Pierre, what's up, buddy? What is the pink bag above the rigs? It is a small clothes bag. Would it be okay to email you about an order? Yes, you can email. Reply to the confirmation email. I raced at a new Mustang with my 97 Ford Ranger. Blew the doors out right on. Can't wait to get my diaper bag. I have your diaper bag. You're not waiting on the diaper bag. You're waiting on the other shit. I have it. The list is printed. I gave it to Cody. Thought you were going to laugh at my last message. Pierre, I couldn't build those for twice as much. And the prices aren't the same anymore. If I build whoever that is, if I build them 90 IFACs, even if he said I'll pay you double, I couldn't build them. If I build 90 IFACs for that guy, that's 90 pieces of equipment I can't send to my customers. And this dude, I'm not taking on new customers. Especially deals like that. I get all day long, I get emails. Hey, will you build me 100 of this? Or will you build me this custom thing? And I'm like, what's your last order number? And they don't have it. I go, dude, I've been in business 35 years now. Now all of a sudden you want me to do some special shit for you. The other problem you're going to have is you couldn't fill those kits right now. All the vendors have palletized everything they had and sent it to Ukraine. Everything they have is on pallets headed to Ukraine. I have literally, Pierre, I did see your message this morning. I have literally replied to no private messages other than Dawn Stinson, which was just about chickens. Waiting on Black Pal's Rallyman pouches. If another color comes available, can I request a color change? Yeah, you can. But the way to do that is to reply to your confirmation email. We have a lot of mag pouches cut. I have black Rallyman. Well, these are belt. And these are patrols. Chinese goods are sitting on the ships. Good luck finding IOStat. IOStat. You don't need IOStat. IOStat, are we talking about the potassium iodine stuff? You could take potassium, you could take Lugol's. They make a suspension. I take thiodine every morning. I have for years. I have probably 100 bottles of it. But they sell a almost 1 gallon glass bottle that is iodine with potassium in it. You're about to see a bunch of the medical company guys have a fucking hurting for a little while. Like there's just not shit. And it's sad too, because the potential right now for them to make a lot of money is here. Not for the guys going over, but the guys buying and expecting turmoil at home. During COVID, the first year of COVID, we made 48 micro rigs almost every day for a year. We made a lot of money because people saw all the towns burning down on the news and thought it would be a good place to put their magazines. So they bought a lot of shotgun rigs and micro rigs and slings for almost an entire year. And right now, the medical guys they're poised and set to make more money in the next month than they did all last year. But most of them don't have inventory. You missed what you did today? I bought a bunch of plant starts. They're outside on a table. Went to Tractor Supply. Did a lot of shit around here. That's about all I did today. No prepper should normally drive a new vehicle. I have a bunch of vehicles. I drive a new vehicle every day. I'm 50 years old. I like the comfort and I like the smell of a brand new car. My truck has less than 10,000 miles on it. My wife's probably has 40, 50 because we drive it long distances every weekend. They're both less than 2 years old. Military will empty what they do have. Why I order stuff a month ago. Yep. Would polar pure work? Paul, that, you know, it might. I don't know the answer to that. It might. Ed's coming in from Canada for our event, talking polymer plates and gas masks. And he's bringing a lot of samples and goods with him. I don't know they'll be for sale, probably not. But he's coming in. Jack Spirko is going to be here on the 10th and 11th. We have a dude doing a pig class. I can't ever remember that dude's name. He's a prior, I want to say he was a Marine. Maybe he was Army. He's got a great YouTube channel. He's coming in. We got a lot of dudes coming. We have a 40 by 60 tent that we just locked on. It's being set up out front. Big event tent. It's got the big poles and spikes and shit. So that'll be out there. The 220 by 20s will be out back. I think we're putting another something on the side here as well. Played golf with the boys. Right on, man. Right on. All right, guys, I gotta pee. I'm gonna get off of here. Everybody have a good night. Use your time, man. Do not get stuck on the internet. You have never been to the Ukraine. Most of you don't know anybody in the Ukraine. What if it is all by design to keep you in a panic, to keep you from fucking going forward? When they do this shit, 75% of the population automatically is in a fight or flight. They get people to drain their bank accounts so that they are always employees. What if this is all by design to keep you as an employee? We have whipping winds. It's starting to sound pretty crazy outside here. Just finished unloading 2 cubic Myers Australian hardwood firewood. Right on. Hey, Raymond, what's up? All right, guys, I gotta pee. I'm out.